And now we go to the conversation that has taken the country by storm in the past 24 hours, or do I say since last year? Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, His Excellency Peter Obi, has officially declared for the African Democratic Congress, ADC, alongside a host of Southeast political heavyweights, including Senators Victor Umeh, Enyinnaya Abaribe, and former Deputy Speaker Emeka Ihedioha. And then the move announced in Enugu was tagged a rescue mission to challenge the ruling APC ahead of 2027. But the Labour Party isn't having it. In a swift response, the party declared that it had long severed ties with Obi and his allies, even suspending some lawmakers for what it calls anti-party activities.
The Labour Party blamed Obi and Abia State Governor Alex Otti for earlier internal crisis, noting that the Enugu event was largely boycotted by prominent politicians and traditional institutions. The Labour Party also admitted fielding an unsuitable candidate in 2023, apologized to Nigerians, and pledged to work toward presenting a stronger prospect in the future. Well, this morning, let's dissect these challenges and also the issues. Joining us for this discussion, we do have the factional spokesperson of the Labour Party, of course, one whom we're still going to ask if he's still with the Labour Party this morning. Mr. Ifesalako joins us live in the studio. He's here with us. Thank you so much for being here. And then we also have the National Vice Chairman, Southwest Labour Party, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, who joins us via video conferencing. I can see you're excited, Dr. Arabambi. I think your request has indeed come to happen, has turned out to be positive. Anyway, welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.
And a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, so.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to start off with the conversation. First of all, I don't know where to go to. But
I think we should start with
let me start with Dr. Arabambi. Dr. Arabambi, congratulations, because you've been on this show many times and you've talked about wanting Mr. Peter Obi to leave the party. He's left the party now. How does that feel?
Well, thank you very much. And once again, Happy New Year to you all there. Yeah, for us in Labour Party, we consider the movement yesterday as a good radiance, to bad rubbish, because Obi, as far as we are concerned, is a serial betrayer, a nomadic politician, and a political cross-dresser. He is a repackaged fraud who is affected by what I will call a physiologia fantastica, that is an act of perfecting lies. In 2010, Peter Obi swore with Amadioha when the yesterday anchorman in the ADC, Harakiri, a senator, the former national chairman of ABGA, they were together when he swore before Amadioha in 2010 that he would die in ABGA. He would never leave ABGA. From there, he jumped to PDP. When on Sunday, April 7, 2024, he said, I will never leave Labour Party. And yesterday, he has also jumped ship. These are some of the consistency we saw in Mr. Peter Obi that made us to part ways, with him a long time ago, because he had this trait of, an attempt to hijack party structures. The very first person that ever referred to Peter Obi as a political terrorist is the senator, the same senator that represented Anambra Central, Victor Umeh. When Obi wanted to remove him, when he was the governor, the man was the national chairman, he's there in your studio, he's there on channel, he's there on the right, when he referred to Obi as a political terrorist, that because he has money, he can be running, he can be calling shots, asking the national chairman to do this, to do that. When he couldn't accept that, he thought, we in our own rights, we now accept an ordinary presidential candidate to now be dictating to a national chairman of our party, which is Barrister Julius Aburi. So you can see the inconsistencies. And that is why I said, as far as we are concerned, it's a good radar to bad rubbish. We have been able to escape from the hand of political stranglerators, the political terrorists, which will be represented. And we are glad that he has joined those who are poisoning the system and now coming with a prescription to heal Nigeria. We are happy. He has joined the leaders who failed and didn't want to retire, rather they are recycling themselves. So we wish them and my brother a farewell in ADC. Because as far as I'm concerned,
he has not said he's leaving yet.
Oh, he has not left yet.
We haven't officially.
He has also joined ADC yesterday. And my dear brother, I congratulate you. Welcome to ADC as you have departed from Labour Party.
I'd like to come to Ife in the studio. Mr. Dr. Arabambi said quite a few things. He said good riddance to bad rubbish. He called Peter Obi a nomadic politician. He called him a political fraud. And he also said he swore before Ahmadiyya. I thought Mr. Peter Obi was an adherent of the Catholic faith. I didn't know he started worshipping Ahmadiyya. That I wasn't going to live up. What do you make of all the things Mr. Arabambi said? And what's the driving factor behind Mr. Peter Obi leaving the Labour Party?
Well, good morning once again.
A party which contributed a lot. He got 6 million votes in the last election.
Yes.
That's no child's play.
At all. First of all, my Kwarababi is a man of words, and he knows how to paint them very well. And but some of us, we like to stick to facts and realities. I was just laughing when he was saying Peter Obi swore before Ahmadiyya. I am almost sure that Peter Obi may not even know what Ahmadiyya looks like, or the shrine, if the shrine of Ahmadiyya ever existed at all. But let's come to reality. Parties are parties. People move from parties to parties. This is not a new thing in Nigeria. Emeka Ihedioha himself, we knew when he came to the Labour Party, he wasn't there.
Where was he?
I mean, he's been in other parties before he came to to the Labour Party. So nobody can say that and say,
not in statute.
Exactly. Yeah. We have politicians all over the world who move from one party to the other. So it is highly insignificant when you talk about somebody moving from one party to the other, and you say because of that then now defines the person, and then you use colorful words to paint the person. It actually doesn't justify anything. But as it is, the reality is that Mr. Peter Obi is now in the ADC, and it is inevitable for him to move to the ADC. We've seen it. We all know about the crisis in the Labour Party, and it all centered about one person. A whole lot of times in this studio, and in other places, on other platforms, I have been asked to speak about the leader of the party, in person of Barrister Julius Abaribe, and I have consistently restrained myself from saying anything about it. But for the first time, I think the reality needs to, it's staring at us, in the face. Barrister Julius Abaribe single-handedly, as a leader of the party, destroyed Labour Party.
Okay. That's a very
good place to
a very strong point. And we're going to expand on that a little further, but let's go on a break. When we come back, Breakfast Central continues, and we're looking at Peter Obi leaving the ADC, what the chances are for the Labour Party. And Peter Obi leaving the Labour Party to the ADC, what the chances are for the Labour Party, as well as Alex Otti's role in all of this, because
Happy New Year, Olive.
Arabambi seems to want him out of the picture as well. We'll be back after this.
Are you sure you're in 2026?
No, yeah. Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still looking at the latest developments regarding His Excellency Peter Obi leaving the Labour Party and officially becoming a member of the ADC. Now, let's start with you, Ife. First of all, are you still with the Labour Party?
I mean, it's obvious that as at this morning, the first day of January 2026, I am a member of the ADC.
Right. Oh. So does that also apply to all Obedients who are members of the...
Literally, so Obedience is for Peter Obi, and I have said that that group eventually will metamorphose into what we call the new Nigeria movement. But for now, we are very, very loyal. You use the word to, the aspirations and ambitions of, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. So, of course, the Obidient will always see and look for the right candidates.
Wherever the principle goes, you follow.
Yes.
Now, before we went on that break, you were talking about the person of Julius Abure and issues in the Labour Party. Now you are free to speak.
Open everything.
Yes. So, basically,
all the skeletons.
There is no skeleton anywhere. We are all here in Nigeria. We saw what happened. The last time the Labour Party had any significant relevance politically in Nigeria was in 2007 and maybe 2012 when the then Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko, ran on the platform of the Labour Party and won the election, twice on the Labour Party. And since then, since 2012, Governor Mimiko had won on the platform of the Labour Party. All the people who are now saying that, I am a Labour Party, is the Labour Party, they couldn't do anything. There was no significant, progress that was made with the party, not until this man came into the party in 2022. And so we can see that party politics aside, we must also recognize the fact that there has been somebody that has given this platform, this party, the kind of leverage that it has not had in years. In fact, Labour Party in Nigeria has never had the kind of relevance that it had, that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi brought to the party. And then, while we're saying, let's now come together, let's rebuild the party, some people, in fact, in person of Barrister Julius Abure, we all know that this man's tenure as the chairman of the party has expired. It has elapsed. He needed to just leave the party and organize a proper congress that would lead to a convention. And then, if you were going to be re-elected, if the constitution allowed you to be re-elected, do the thing the right way. But here is what happened. In the advent of, the post-election period, and we're saying let everybody come together in the Labour Party, let us find a way to, harmonize the party, bring everyone together. Barrister Julius Abure's tenure that had already expired, the committee, the party came together at the time and said, let us give you 1 year in compensation for all the droughts, the years of droughts that you have had before Peter Obi came to the party. And this 1 year, take this 1 year and just, enjoy the moment. And then let's use that period to restructure the party. Since the day I joined the Labour Party, there had not been a proper Congress. In fact, as at the time I was joining, they were saying that they're going to have a Congress, they're going to come up with a Congress. For over 3 years now, there's not been a Congress, not one Congress that was held to say we are now bringing because as at the time His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi joined the party had no proper structure across Nigeria. There was no structure. In my local government, there was no, in fact, the chairman of Labour Party in Nigeria, the person that was supposed to be the chairman of the people were using phones to pursue him that we want to do this, we want to do that. There was no structure in Lagos, there was no structure in any state. Mr. Peter Obi brought the structure into the party, and you are saying that one person can then decide whatever he wants, jumping from what. There has not been any chairman of a party in Nigeria that has had more court injunction than Barrister Julius Abure, all in the name of finding himself, restricting himself, forcing himself, even on the follower that does not want him. And it is clear now, he will go and be his chairman. Him and my Arabambi, they will go and be the Labour Party that they want to be because everybody is leaving the party.
So what is the picture of the Labour Party without Peter Obi? Let's ask you, and then I'll bring in Mr. Abambi.
The Labour Party without Peter Obi will become what it was before now, a ghost house. That's what it is.
Mr. Abambi, you have a right of response.
Thank you very much. There was never a time the chairman, was compensated with any 1 year what happened properly was a NEC meeting. You see, most of Peter Obi supporters, they are not, well in tune with our constitution, that the NEC has the power to extend the lifetime of, the NWC, just like APC did 3 times. PDP also did their own. What they did in Asaba was an extension of the NEC, of the NWC, which will be attended that time. Now, the tenure never expired because even Governor Lesotho, who we also expect to throw in the towel very soon, was the chairman of that convention. You see, when you extended the tenure of a National Care Committee, you have the power to now carry on without, before you do the convention. But they went to the convention, and I stand to be challenged. There was no pre-election matter against that convention. There was no litigation against that convention. That Governor Lesotho, represented by his deputy governor, was the one that dissolved, the NWC. And now they re-elect by Sajilo Saburi for another period of 4 years in Anambra. So you see, for us now to not be speaking from both sides of the mouth, sound comical to me, because Governor Lesotho was the chairman of the convention. But let me tell you, because of their conquest mission, because of their intention to capture the soul of Labour Party, for what they told the national chairman of ADC that they want Igbo presidency, you can see all the people that went there today were crop of Southeast leaders. This is what we oppose, that no, all of us are Nigerians. Whatever you want, you have to place on the table and try to struggle, with others. Mr. Peter Obi, let me tell you, I'm being right today. We still leave ADC. Because with what he told them yesterday, monkey will not be working and baboon will expect to eat. You say you want to run for president. You want an Igbo presidency. And you are telling David Mark, who we know where he belongs, somebody donated National Secretariat worth something billion. Obi didn't do anything. You say you want to become president. I can assure you that at the end of the day, he's still going to jump ship into another party platform. You will mark it today that we discussed it first on your station in Nigeria and in the whole world that Obi will also see jump ship. So for all, we have a legitimate leadership in Labour Party, and that is led by Barrister Julius Saburi. Now, is there Labour Party is going to be nothing without Peter Obi? Do not forget, Omar Agege, the former Deputy Senate President, was elected on the platform of Labour Party before he now moved. Obi came into Labour Party, it was because of the advent of NSAS. People were not happy with the scandalous 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, and they were also of the opinion that, the man that brought him, which is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also wanted to govern. They look at this, the years of the locust years of Atiku and Obasanjo that imported darkness into Nigeria with $16 billion. That was why people now felt, we have a new platform, which Obi came, to galvanize. He only came to reap, from that, and that was why that Labour Party and Obi were two different entities. We have so many obstacle elections. What did Obi score with all his campaign in Ondo governorship election? Even obstacle election in the Senate, the one he supported ADC, where he claimed he's playing in championship league, other people are playing the Nigerian league. No, the question remains, party will have a structure, and I can assure you that Labour Party would defeat ADC. Whether Obi run as vice president to Atiku, they will not beat up because our ideological differences are clear. ADC consists of people, like I said, who are poisoning our system before, and they are now coming with a prescription. It consisted of people who have failed but they didn't want to retire, rather they are recycling themselves. They won't be the person who will now come to be telling us that, we have something to do for Nigeria. Is it David Magu said telephone is not meant for the poor, that one, Nigeria now to trust him. We have others of them like that in the APC, but we wish them well. We wish them well in 2027. But we know they are not a match for us because Nigeria now know better. That our differences will depend on again to a victory in 2027.
Thank you, Dr. Abaribe. I'd like to come to Ife in the studio, Ife Salako. A lot of people interpreted your principle, Mr. Peter Obi's move to the ADC, as a wrong move, and they expressed disappointment. They say he's joining a party with strange bedfellows, with people who Obidient have openly criticized in the past years, who has been part and parcel of the APC administration, former ministers and officials, people that are responsible for the rot that Nigeria is in. That why would he make such a move? And by association, he's also part of the system, because they thought it was cut from a different cloth, it was a different politician. How do you respond to that? In the quest to become president of Nigeria, they say he's been desperate by joining an association of strange bedfellows and people responsible for the destruction of Nigeria as it is.
The fact that it is obvious that the Labour Party cannot solely win the presidential election is what everybody knows. And in the course of the coalition, I did say that everybody in that coalition, only two people matters. And it is His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and His Excellency Abubakar Atiku. The two of them are they are the two major players of the coalition. So every other person in the coalition. So if you say Peter Obi is joining forces with them, if these people goes to the polling unit to vote for him, will Peter Obi tell them not to vote for him? He needs their votes. He needs their support. Right? So if this is what is going to help us to set Nigeria on the right path, Peter Obi will always put his personal interest aside. And that is what we know. We know him and we are close to him. We know that when it comes to the issue of Nigeria and how we can save this nation, Peter Obi would put Nigeria first before his personal interest. And that is what has played out, and that is what has led him to this same ADC that we are talking about. And for all it's worth, we saw the 2023 election. Himself and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, if they had worked together in 2023, we wouldn't have had this, apology of the government that we have today. People wouldn't have been in this kind of suffering that we're facing in Nigeria today. But we wouldn't have seen insecurity.
Are we not heading towards repeating the same thing? Because both of them are equally qualified to run for president, and I believe that's why they're in the ADC. So who will yield for who, and what's the guarantee? So you see, you're not going to go and split votes.
The question about people yielding in Nigeria now is becoming, it is an abnormal thing that we are almost making a norm. All I expected was for His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi to declare for ADC and go and slug it out, at the primaries. Whoever won on the platform becomes the flag bearer of the party.
And if he doesn't win,
he is not going anywhere. So this
but Mr. Abambi says he's ready to have a bet that is going to jump ship again.
I mean, the reality of on ground is clear. He had made his consultation. He knows why he's going into this thing, and he's seeing it clear. If he doesn't get the tickets, we are all here. We are all in ADC. I mean, we made it clear even to himself that if we go to this place, we will not move again. And we have that agreement, clear agreement.
So you're saying if he goes to the ADC that doesn't clinch the primary ticket, he will still stay with the ADC regardless?
Very much Muslim.
There are also rumors that he is going to be the forerunner, and we do hear, I don't know how true it is, that the former vice president is pushing him to actually be the presidential candidate rather than himself.
Well, I mean, so these are rumors,
yes,
and I don't dwell on rumors. I like to be very practical and realistic, right? What has happened right now is that Mr. Peter Obi has joined the African Democratic Congress, and that is where we belong to. There's going to be primaries. When the party decides that they are not going to have a primaries, they are going to have a consensus candidate, we will all be here to see it. When the party decides that it's going to be primary, we will all be here to see it. But I'm not going to preempt what is not. right now, what is most important to us is that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is a member of the African Democratic Congress, and that is where we belong. And we are all going to go into the party, be part of the party, give our best to the party, and make sure that we win the presidential election in 2027.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Abaribe as well to continue the conversation. Your grouse in the Labour Party isn't just with Peter Obi, it's also been with Governor Alex Otti. What are your issues with him, and what is your expectation if he refuses? I mean, he has said that he's still in the Labour Party for now. And if he chooses not to leave the Labour Party, what do you think that implies?
You see, they are both, working hand in hand together. And let me make something essentially very clear here. Governor Otti must know that it is impossible for Lucifer to prepare dinner and ask our Lord Jesus Christ disciple to come and take part in the supper. It is.
So who is the Lucifer here now, and who is the Lord here?
You see, Alex Otti cannot pretend that we don't know what he's trying to do. This was a man who has been junketing the entire Abia State judiciary, looking for injunction to restrain the national leadership, forgetting that the Supreme Court has made it very clear that the issue of leadership is not justiciable. It's the one that has been bankrolling, the Nenadi. But today you see that his own faction has dissolved the Nenadi faction. They are now bringing in some other people, from the NLC, to run the affair of their own, the people that will call, they just gather to celebrate Yam Festival. So Governor Lesotho will also, if he doesn't go, we will expel him. Because we knew his mission. He is on a conquest mission. He wants to capture Labour Party because it was just, something that we regretted. And Lesotho, for over 12 years, has been rejected by PDP, the AC, and then they didn't give him their governorship ticket. It was because they saw something we didn't see, honestly. But when we tried to give him that ticket, like I said, he was in transport. He knelt down to beg Justice Apure to pick that ticket. Because there are some other people that wanted, that ticket, even with what money. But what did Alex Otti did? He only paid how much for all the senatorial tickets, or assembly tickets, the rep, and even the governor and deputy. He paid 50 million. But it is the man today that is spending billions of naira. He first of all removed our state chairman, the chairman that produced him. He removed him and put Emmanuel Otti, his brother, there. Is that the way to run an administration? A governor that failed to move into government house, he was running government from his own house. But all they wanted was that let us capture Labour Party, make it an Igbo party, which we resisted and will continue to resist it. If Alex Otti didn't go, the party will expel him. Because he can't pick our ticket. He was under suspension, and our next meeting, he will be expelled. We don't want him. Let him also pack a bag and packages, because as far as we are concerned, we belong to the group of our Lord Jesus Christ, and Lucifer cannot prepare dinner and ask us to come.
Okay, Dr. Abaribe, if I may come in here, using football analogy, and looking at the recent history of Labour Party. Looking at Alex Otti, many people would say he's one of the best performing governors in Nigeria. And also looking at the track record of Mr. Peter Obi in terms of what he brought to the Labour Party. There are people in Parliament today, just by association with Peter Obi and the Labour Party, that got elected into office without people knowing anything about them. That shows the power of the movement. 6 million votes is not a joke. Now, back to the football analogy I was talking about. It's like a team getting rid of, you have a Messi and a Ronaldo on your team, and you're excited to get rid of them without having reserve players of that sort of quality. What is the Labour Party's plan for 2027 now that you've lost Mr. Peter Obi to the ADC? How do you plan to replace those 6 million votes? And who do you have as a joker? I remember you on this program, you spoke to Joe and I, and you mentioned that there was a woman that was in the works. You didn't want to reveal her name. Is that still part of your plans for 2027?
Yes, you see, like the football analogy, where you can have two best strikers receiving red card, there will always be a backup, on the bench. We have a very good backup.
Okay.
For these people, in any team like that, whether Chelsea, Arsenal, you always have a very good backup on the bench. So in case maybe your defender, your goalkeeper, receive red card. So we don't have any problem with that. Like I said, we have a woman of international repute. And as I said, we have a reason why we don't want to mention her name, because she will be kidnapped. And we don't want her to be kidnapped. We have men of timber and caliber also who have, approached the party as we speak. Other than that woman, we have two other people from the south, one from the southeast, and 3 people from the north that are now in discussion, even with the national leadership. So we are not perturbed at all, as far as we are concerned. But what we are saying is that Obi has given himself red card, even though we are giving him 2 yellow. He quickly converted it to red card. So we were Labour Party dumped Peter Obi, not that Peter Obi dumped Labour Party. No, we dumped him. He didn't dump Labour Party. Now, Governor Otti has also received 2 yellow cards. And you know what that means. Once you have 2 yellow cards, the referee will have to dip his hand to the pocket, and show that player, a straight red card. So Alex Otti is an injured player in Labour Party now. He should just prepare his bag and packages to exit Labour Party, else he will be expelled.
So in other words, anyway, let's go back to the studio. I mean, you've heard what he said. Your reaction to that as well.
So first of all, it's the audacity. To think that you would get rid of a presidential candidate that brought the party, from its obscure nature to and turn it to a national party that was accepted across the country. It is absurd that you are happy that such a person is leaving your party. It is even worse that right now, without being partial, I personally sit out there, I listen to people, I see comments, I see messages. Alex Otti is literally, like, if not the best, one of the best performing governors in Nigeria right now. And he is saying that, I don't even want to leave this your party. I would say I am bothered that Alex Otti did not, openly declare, to support, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and move to the ADC. I am perturbed because I want a performing person on our team. But it is amazing that you can see the mindset of the people or the leadership of the Labour Party. It is never about Nigeria. It is never about making the country better or making the life of the people better. It is strictly about the personal interest of the leadership of the party. And that's what has dragged the party to its present level that it is. Look at what Mr. Dr. Abaribe said, right now. The NEC had the right to extend Barrister Aburibe's tenure, which nobody has an issue with that. But this same NEC said to you that, Oga, after this 1 year, you are done. Before the 1 year elapsed, you ran to go and conduct a backyard mushroom convention to make yourself a convention. Did that convention, is it how it's meant to be? Did that convention have people from all the local governments in the country? Does it have people from the wards? Does it have everybody properly represented from the states? Party people? Not just your friends and colleagues, gather them together in one hall? Is that how a national party organize a convention and force your way back into the party, jumping from one court to the other to get a court injunction today or tomorrow, just because you want to retain yourself as the leader of the party and because you are extremely selfish? So if that's the mindset that they want to use in running party, and they think that that's the kind of mindset they want to use in getting power and of course remaining there, let them remain there. We that we want Nigeria to move forward, we that we know what we want, we that will stay on integrity and truth, we know where we are, and right now we are in ADC.
Thank you very much for stating your position, Ife, and we don't want to drag you back into Labour Party matters, because like they say, all things are passed away. Thank you, my brother. All things today is the first day of a new year. So let's talk about the ADC and the chances of your principal.
Yes.
The ADC currently has political heavyweights. You did mention earlier that Elijah Atiku is the one you see as the main contender that will be battling with your principal, Mr. Peter Obi. But you also have people like Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who feels he can also vie for the highest office in the land, Rotimi Amechi and other players. So what strategy would the Obidient Movement be using, knowing that money plays a huge part in Nigerian politics, and it's on record that they said that Peter Obi doesn't give shishi? How do you go against that, the war chest of the other gladiators, to ensure that he clinches he becomes the presidential flag bearer of the ADC this year?
Well, I mean, the Obedience are already moving, as I said, into the ADC to be part of the structure from the ward level to the local government and, of course, to the state. And we are going to be very much present, and be involved in the process that would, bring about the flag bearer of the party. But what is very circumstantial is that we are going to work with the Obedient members that are going into the ADC. We are going to work assiduously to make sure that the process, you see, one thing that we follow our principle for is process. Just do this thing right. We may not even eventually get the thing, but at least let the process be clean, let it be fair, let it be just. And that is all we are asking for from the ADC. So the Obedient Movement are going into that structure to say, right, we are going to be, the gatekeepers of integrity in this party and make sure that things are done properly. And I can assure you, look at what has happened now. If you are talking about the chances of who is going to get the ticket at the end of the day, see what has happened. When His Excellency Atiku Abubakar joined the ADC, how many senators declared and followed him? How many House of Reps declared and followed him? None. It was just himself and a bunch of people just hailing and all. That was it. That was all we saw. When His Excellency Rotimi Amechi joined the ADC, how many people, how many significant people really went with him? None. When Malam El-Rufai joined the ADC, there was no, but see what has happened yesterday. All the present House of Rep members and senators have followed Peter Obi to ADC. All of them. All of them. So what are you now saying? Who has a better chance when somebody is coming into a coalition with this army of ex-governors, ex-senators, present senators, ex-House of Rep, present House of Rep members, and co? You can see that there is a whole lot of chances for him. Money will play his part. We know already. But from 2022 to 2023, we can see how money began to fail in the Nigerian politics. That was where it started from, because there was a whole lot of money out there, even when our principal won this present state, the Lagos state election. In Nigeria here, money came to play. So and as a matter of fact, and this is even internal talk that we had, I personally did talk about this money thing. And we're saying that we are ready. There's going to be money, but we are going to make sure that we prove to these people that politics can be done differently. Not everybody can be bought, apparently.
Dr. Rababi, I would like your response to this question. I mean, you've downplayed the presence of Mr. Gregory Peter Obi in the 2023 elections. You make it look like it didn't matter, even if he wasn't there. You believe the Labour Party would have been there. Who were the other options for you in 2023? That's question number 2003. 2023. I beg your pardon. Yeah. And then my second question to you is very critical. Currently, you did mention that now that Mr. Peter Obi has left, it's now a good thing for the Labour Party. But there are also insinuations that it seems that the Labour Party itself has had its powers truncated, especially looking at the fact that the embattled chairman Abure is hobnobbing, with the FCT minister, and then you then have issues within the party. How can you clarify that?
Well, thank you very much. As far as we are concerned, we are in a good state for 2027. Peter Obi was not the only presidential candidate, aspirant we have in 2022. We have Faduri Joseph, who paid the same amount of money with Peter Obi. If you could do a playback, Peter Obi never in any election contested any primary. He was the one that made us to wait for over 6 hours on that day, asking that young nurse from US should step down, other than, the other professor and one other woman. But we have a good chance of winning that primary with that nurse because we have done our own work. But when Obi came, the national chairman called me personally and said, we have to ask that young man to step down. It took me over 4 hours to speak to that man. It was when that guy climbed the podium, mounted the podium, he announces his withdrawal. That was when we now affirmed Peter Obi. So it was not our option. He just came into the back door. So 3 days to today, we were not aware. Some of us were not aware. We have toured the entire Taxi state with that guy, Faduri Joseph. Peter Obi, no, just go and do playback. You will see how the entire, all roar when the guy stepped down. I was standing behind him when he was reading his speech. That, he has not agreed to step down, just because, the leaders of the party compelled him to do so. Now, as far as we are concerned, he raised the issue of, money. I know that Labour Party, we are prepared. But in 2023, Labour Party was not rigged. It was Peter Obi that rigged Labour Party out of that election, out of that presidential election. And I'm going to give you 2 instances. Now, a presidential candidate that manufactured Comrade Alaja, that will refer to Aisha Yusufu, to be uploading names of agents when she knew practically nothing about that. Aisha Yusufu failed with her collaborators. They failed to upload 53,000 polling unit agents because they were not conversant with the Electoral Act. Out of 189, Labour Party, Peter Obi, Aisha Yusufu, Obazie, all of them, they didn't upload 53,000 polling unit agents, and that cost us that election because they were just there to make money. And that was why Aisha Yusufu was our de facto national chairman, who was signing our money for that election, which is very, very wrong as far as we are concerned.
Just before we wrap up, would you like to respond to that and your final words on this conversation?
Well, I'm privy to the fact that, just like I mentioned, building towards the 2023, the Labour Party had no proper structure across the state. They are, even the ones that are existing, they were being, almost being forced to come out and take charge. And that is why you will see that even in Lagos State, in a very short time, there were like 3 different chairmen, in a very short time of the party, because when the 5th one came, what I'm saying is that there was a whole lot of chaos, in the Labour Party structure at the time. And, the people who came, who stood, who were ready to do the work, they were the ones that were out there. And that Aisha Yusufu does not know about the electoral law. What that does not, it has nothing to do with not being able to upload. You know, that's a simple arrangement now. It's something that an 18, 20-year-old boy would do. Just give them the template. That has nothing to do with the Electoral Act. What happened was that there were not enough time to get the names uploaded. And you know, the Labour Party was almost being, because I mean, immediately Peter Obi joined the party, the leader of the opposition, they took it upon themselves to disrupt the party, which is what they are still doing till today. But I mean, that is what we know, that it cannot happen again. Such a thing cannot repeat itself. And on the final note, I want to wish my Ebo, you know, Dr. Abaribe, and of course, you know, Barrister Julius Abure, you know, a very, very good time. And I must say this on this station. Pastor Dayo Ekong, I am personally on national TV saying a big thank you to that woman, the Lagos State chairman of the Labour Party, because she is one person that listens, you know, to a large extent, you know, and she has tried her own best in her own way to do the best that she could for the party. And for me personally, you know, she gave me a role, a platform, you know, and I cannot deny, you know, being appointed as the then spokesperson for Labour Party in Lagos. And of course, I told her when the appointment came, I said, Mommy, I don't know how to lie you. I know how to say, no, I give you the chance, say the truth and stick to it. And I'm saying thank you to her on this national TV and wishing her a happy new year. And of course, to every Nigeria. And you know, last night was a 31st crossover, and this is how I got my spiritual go ahead for ADC. So when the pastor mounted the pulpit and he was going to quote the Bible, and he went to talk, and he said, the first thing he said was, in 2026, you are going to arise and shine. And the ADC, the slogan for the ADC is arise and shine. I say, God, are you speaking to me?
Okay, let's find out the final words, Mr. Abaribe. So just to wrap things up, because we're out of time, I'd like you to answer.
I think we lost connection with Mr. Abaribe. But I'm sure he's watching.
All right. Anyway, I was going to ask him because Aisha Yusuf has denied that claim, that statement that she had taken from the money or took from the purse of the Labour Party, because there were a lot of statements made that she was in charge of the funds, she had used the money. And I was also going to ask, apart from mentioning that Aisha Yusuf has denied such statements, she has debunked it, I was also going to ask Mr. Dr. Abaribe if he said he was going to expose Mr. Peter Gregory the last time he joined.
Yes.
That he was going to expose him, that there's a deep secret. So now that he has left, I wanted to ask him, are you going to expose him now? Because this is the best time to expose him. If there
is absolutely nothing to be exposed on. If there is anything to be exposed, you know, on Peter Obi, is not Dr. Abaribe. Peter Obi has a bigger enemy in the APC. They have access to whatever it is that we don't even have access to. They would have exposed. There is nothing to expose about Peter Obi. What has been exposed here is that some people believe that their own party, you know, interest, you know, should be above the national interest. Some people believe that their, you know, personal interests, you know, and their gains should be above the collective good of the nation. And we cannot continue like that. We must stick to getting to rescuing this nation. As His Excellency has said yesterday, we are on a rescue mission, and we will do everything we can to rescue Nigeria from the hands of these predators that are holding us down.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to continue this conversation. The news is Mr. Peter Gregory, formerly of the Labour Party and presidential candidate for 2023, has now pitched his tent with ADC, and we'll see what unfolds from there, because even members of the Labour Party, aggrieved members, say they are happy and they wish him well.